Today I'm going to offer 3 tips to help you if you are trying to help somebody who is self-harming, but you're struggling and you don't know how to help them and nothing is really working. We're going to talk through that, and I'm going to offer you some support so you can better help them. I also have other videos on self-harming and a lot of different topics, so check out my playlist if you want to check those out. And if you would like to subscribe, make sure you subscribe and click the little bell notification if you want to be notified when new videos come out. And as always, leave comments, questions for me, or you can reach out to me on my website, truetoyoucounseling.com. So the first tip that I have is simple, but it's so important to talk about. And that is to be supportive and non-judgmental. And I know this is hard, and it's really hard to kind of offer that open support and non-judgment, especially if you're really worried about the person, or they're really harming themselves, or you're just struggling to understand what's going on and you're frustrated, or there's all kinds of reasons why it's hard, right? But we really want to create space for them where they feel like they can open up, because we want to be a support and a place for them to come where they can talk and we will listen. So if you don't know how to solve this, of course you don't. This is a really hard thing to work through, but you can be a listening ear and a support. And please make sure that you only offer what you can give, because I have had some people reach out to me and they're trying to be a support for somebody, but it's too much for them and they're just like overwhelmed and kind of scarred by it all. So just make sure that if you do offer kind of that open, supportive, non-judgmental space, that you can hold that. Because if you can't, that's okay. I'll get into other tips that you can do too. You only want to offer what you can give. So if you can do that, then just try to be really supportive and let them vent and process through what they need to process through with you. The other 2 tips that I have, you can use whether you're able to be that open support or not. So these can kind of apply to anyone. So one thing that a lot of people say is helpful is when people ask them what they can do, but not only like, hey, what can I do to help you, but offer options. So would it help if I helped distract you, or we went out and we got ice cream, or we did this, or we did this, or I did this, or you offer them options. And if you know them, you may know things that they like, or things that could take their mind off of it, maybe watching a show or something. And you want to give them those options, and also really with the understanding that they can say no. Like, this is just, I really don't know how to help you, but here's some options. Do any of these sound good? If not, like, it's totally fine, but I just, I want to try to give you some options or help as much as I can. And then if any of those work and they want those things, then that's great. Then you guys can go do that, or you can help, get those things for them or support them that way. But we want to just make sure there's not a lot of pressure. We don't want to add pressure to people who are struggling and really trying to work through things, but we want to offer support and options. So that's one thing that you can do. The other thing that you can do is give them resources, and maybe send them, an Instagram page, or a therapist, or a YouTube video, like some of my YouTube videos, or other things that you find that you think will really work for them. So, hey, I saw this and I thought you might like this person, or I thought this might be helpful to you. But do it in a way, again, that doesn't have pressure. Because when we pressure people to get help, or try to force them to talk to someone, or force them to get therapy, or say like, you have this problem so you have to do this or watch this, people don't like that. Like, no one likes that. I wouldn't like that, right? But you can give it to them in kind of a loving manner, and hey, like, check this out if you want to, or if this sounds good to you, here's something you could look at, or if you decide to get therapy, this could be an option, or this article could be helpful. But just, again, do it in a loving way, and a way that doesn't add pressure. We don't want to add pressure. We don't want to make them feel like they're backed into a corner, or they're going to tell us what we want to hear, because then they're just going to keep doing what they're doing, but they're going to try to hide it more from you, or not be as open. So those are kind of my 3 quick tips there. If you have questions, please ask below or reach out to me. Obviously this is, you know, a really kind of short and sweet guide, but goes back to really solid principles that will help you kind of support someone and help someone feel loved. And if it doesn't work now, know that your efforts still matter, and they will remember those things, and they will remember that you tried and that you did try to kind of reach out to them and send them love. And if they are ever ready to open up or talk about it, or they get to that place, then you have already set yourself up as someone who is safe and someone who cares. And that goes a long way. So even if it doesn't go well and they're not receptive, just know that if you're trying from a really solid place and a loving place, then you're still doing good, and it could come back around at any time, and it does make a difference. So you are probably appreciated more than you know and than you think. So that is all I have for today, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a good day.